Hello there, how are you? I hope all is well and everything is absolutely amazing on your end. Welcome back on my channel. You're listening to Light Channelings once again, and today I'm back with a new channeling update for all of you. Before starting with the messages, allow me to express my gratitude for the beautiful energy you're sending towards me. May God bless you with abundance in all of its beautiful forms. So without wasting any of our time, let's begin with the messages. Today, Divine has a very important update for all of you regarding your connection and regarding something that you may have already experienced in the past, might be experiencing at the moment, or may have to in the future, which may involve your counterparts, friends, and family members, and their opinions and judgments about or against you. It's because of the societal conditioning and programming where one is constantly reminded and taught that they need to listen to their friends or family members or seek their validation and approval while making important decisions in their life. You may have to experience some real big challenges, obstacles, blockages, or some serious, not dangerously serious, but serious in the sense of its effects on your life or in your connection, upheaval taking place in your situation or in your life. As I explained, it's going to involve friends and family members of your counterpart. Why I'm saying that is because you are already awakened and you are going to give a second thought before blindly following others' advices or acting upon their opinions and judgments either about you or about anyone else. It's because you know that when it comes to making decisions and choices, you first have to pay attention to divine guidance and then at the same time simultaneously use your own intuition and discernment while dealing with people or making choices and decisions which are going to affect your life on a long-term basis. But your counterpart isn't that spiritually evolved and doesn't even into spirituality that much. It actually has nothing to do with spirituality. It's all about leveling up in maturity, in wisdom, and using discernment in trying to understand and making a conclusion that what may be true for others might not be true for you. It actually depends on your true calling in your life and where it is divine is trying to lead you. It's because your counterpart might possibly actively be choosing to live by the conventions of the society or prioritizing the opinions and the judgments coming from their friends or family members. They may seek their validation and approval while making decisions and choices either about you or your connection. This is where things are going to turn south. Why I'm saying that is because you share karma with these people who are involved in your connection. Friends, family members, any other third person, you have karma with each and every soul. Whether it's good karma or bad karma is completely dependent upon what you had with these souls in the past, in your previous lifetimes, and what kind of energy they have created in regards to you or towards you in their mind or in their heart, or what kind of energy they are holding on to or are creating at this point of time, which is based on their present conditioning, their upbringing, their thought process, their mentality, their attitudes, how evolved or unevolved they are within their own self, about others, about their own life, about the lives of others. It all comes into play. So it's because of this constant reminding or reminders coming from other people, your counterpart may choose to prioritize their friends or family members' approval over you and may do things which might hurt you or may disbalance your equilibrium. Why I'm saying that is because it's in their habit. When you come along, everyone gets challenged with their thought processes, with their attitudes, with their mentality and everything. And instantly they make or pass judgments about you and assume the worst of you because you're so different in their perspective. In reality, you're actually evolved, mature, and very discerning. You radiate the energy which threatens the darkness people have in their hearts or in their mind. This is why you may have to experience some troubles, obstacles, challenges, or upheaval on your journey or in your connection. Because none of these people, including your own counterpart, are choosing to go within and tap into their intuitive wisdom. Instead, they all seek validation and approval from other people, including influencers on social media. It's because there was or is an influencer on social media your counterpart follows or their friends or family members follow who said that no matter what, you should always consider the opinions and judgments of your friends and family members when it comes to making decisions about your job, career, marriage, or relationships. This is why it's a possibility, a huge possibility, that your counterpart may simply, without paying much attention to the basis of the energy behind their friends or family members' judgments or opinions about you, they may make decisions which may involve abrupt ending in your connection or simply cause separation or a temporary breakup. Why I said a temporary breakup? Because if you guys are true divine soul counterparts, then doesn't matter in what fashion or organization, you're going to bump into each other again at some point of time in life. But this upheaval may actually block your progression or may bring you in a state where you may feel completely devastated, broken, lost, confused, puzzled, unworthy, undeserving, and as if you have no worth and value. But this is where you'd have to put necessary efforts and work in dealing with these kind of changes and situations. Why I'm saying that is because there's a reason why it's going to happen or may have already happened or is going to take place in the coming future for you. It's being shown to me or it's being revealed that doesn't matter at what stage of your connection you are at or whichever phase of journey you're experiencing, these changes are imminent or these kind of experiences or obstacles are definitely going to come along. And you'd have to prepare yourself to face these kind of changes or face these kind of challenges on your journey. You've got to understand that you share karma with these souls. And it has nothing to do with your worth and value. Not instantly, but after some time, maybe after even months, weeks, or even years later, you may end up or may find yourself getting affected by the energy your counterparts, friends, or family members sent towards you. It's all because of the past karmic energy or the remnants of the past you shared with these souls, which was left unresolved and unprocessed. Things you have no idea about, fears, doubts, apprehensions, worries, trauma, hurt and pain you don't think even is there within your subconscious mind is going to start resurfacing for you to deal with. There's a reason why divine is bringing all of this to your knowledge and attention, because you need to pay attention to all of these things, as it's because you are the evolved one. You can resolve these issues and put an end to these karmic patterns. It's because they are still in the matrix, still are sleeping, still are unawakened, or are choosing to be. They are going to or may continue to send negative energy towards you, which is going to affect you. And the reason is involvement of your soul counterpart. You may not be together, you might still be in separation, but you know very well that if you share a soul connection with your soul counterpart and it's a real one, their choices and decisions affect you. So the negative energy they are going to fill in your counterpart's mind, which they are going to absorb and may act upon, is going to affect you. So in order to change all of this and protect yourself from these kind of attacks and situations, you'd have to resolve it. But how? You can resolve it by not creating hurt and not taking any of their abuse, attacks, harsh judgments, assumptions, or opinions they have towards you or against you to heart. This is what you need to know and become aware of. They are just holding on to something from the past which they still are carrying in within their subconscious about you or against you, that they continue to project onto you, and they might not even be aware of any of this. The reason: conditioning, programming, social influence, the circle of friends, relatives, other family members, and everything they consume on a daily basis. Their judgments and opinions have nothing to do with your worth and value. But when it's going to happen, when these changes are going to take place, you may find yourself feeling affected by it, and you may, for the time being, get upset or may create hurt, might even slip into depression, or it may leave giving you trauma. You'll have to process through with that. That's a different thing that all of them are going to end up paying very big price for causing destruction in a divine connection. That's something which is surely going to happen, and no one can stop that, even if it takes some good amount of time, because divine timing is at play and nothing actually ever happens all at the same time. There's time for everyone, there's time for everything, so that surely is going to happen. That as well was revealed. But then the point is, you need to make sure that you do not return them with the same energy they are either creating for you in their mind or are sending towards you. That's the only way it'll all come to an end. If you're going to remain in the same state where you may blame these people or hold on to anger, resentment, or negativity against these people, these cycles and these patterns are going to repeat themselves again and again and again, and you may find yourself feeling stuck in the same loop. So in order to assist you in breaking free from these cycles and getting out of that loop, you are being presented with this guidance that you can take heed of. Do not send them any kind of negative energy, even if they continue to do so. Instead, realize and understand that these are soul connections and you share past karma with these souls, and that's why, because of carrying in some sort of negative memory or imprint or trauma or pain or anything, any other kind of remnants from the past they have in their subconscious, they simply projected that onto you. You may have found yourself thinking about, what did you do to these people to receive this kind of treatment or behavior coming from them? This may have left you feeling completely confused and puzzled. The reason is that there is something they created for you in their mind when you had encounters with them in your previous lifetimes and they carried it with themselves. They're still carrying it in their mind or in their hearts. The reason why they feel so negative or unsettling when they hear about you or think about you is something they have created in their own mind or are holding on to. They may have failed in letting go of that past negative energy, and it's all because they are not living in a conscious way. They are not using their own intuition or wisdom. They are not tapping within their own inner self, but instead they are following the shallow rules, conventions, traditions, and norms imposed by other people in society onto them, and they tell other people to do the same. That's the pattern they are repeating, which is going to ultimately affect you or may create blockages and obstacles for you in your connection. You all are entangled with each other karmically. And there's one person who can resolve it if that one person chooses to. The one we are presenting all this information to makes a decision not to, then what will happen eventually is that all of you are going to remain stuck in the same cycles, in the same loop, hurting each other again and again and coming back to repeat the same old patterns. If you want that, that's up to you. I'm not going to say anything to you. If you want to change the situation, if you want to come out of this darkness or the stuck energy that you're in, you've got to release or change the energy that's flowing within these connections. Your counterpart is going to make a mistake. They may have already, which they're going to realize later at some point of time when divine is going to hit them with their karma and other consequences. They're going to learn in their own timing. That's not something we need to focus on. But still, you've got to understand that nothing happens by chance and everything happens for a reason. And here the reason is that you share karma with these souls. That's all. And your counterpart is going to act out of the influence they have onto them, which may leave you feeling as if your world came crashing down. There's a reason why divine is bringing this to your knowledge and attention. It might feel negative at first, but if you're going to look at this event or this situation as an opportunity to bring in healing and positive shifts, it'll turn out to be a blessing in disguise and a miraculous breakthrough for all of you. If you choose to look at it that way, you've got to pay attention to all of these things. If you don't want to, then that's up to you. I cannot say anything about that. But then at the same time, if you want to understand your connection, which is not a romantic one, it isn't some sort of casual random relationship like your counterparts, friends or family members are going to perceive of or may assume of, it isn't. That's why it doesn't work on their criteria or on their rules. And that exactly is the reason why they may say things which are not true about you or your connection, because they simply do not understand what it is and they may not even try to understand it for whatever reason. But that is something where you are going to get challenged if you're going to leave it unprocessed and thrown aside. It actually is for your own benefit to change the dynamic in these soul bonds or connections and change the flow of this energy. Apologize to these souls on a soul level by tapping into your mind space or in your heart space as suitable for you. Seek forgiveness, ask for their forgiveness, and then let it go. And it will not change anything by doing it once. You may have to do it continuously. So make a practice of simply holding on to a thought of apologizing and seeking forgiveness from all of those souls you may have caused any kind of hurt, pain, trauma, negativity, or suffering in your past lives. That's all you can choose to do. Doesn't matter how they reciprocate to that energy, but from your side, you're going to end up creating huge shifts for yourself, and It'll clear the way for miracles to happen so that you can move forward in your own life. Okay? It's going to be a test, a challenge, a karmic phase or a cycle which is kind of imminent for each and every one of you to go through so that you can experience enormous growth on a soul level. That's why you're being presented with this guidance. Because if you're going to act like they are acting right now, you may end up hating onto them. You may end up judging them like they're judging you, all because of the darkness people are living in. So if you're going to choose to live in darkness as well, like them, you may end up creating same outcomes, same patterns, same cycles, same situations, encountering same kind of people, encountering the same exact people again and again and again, until it's resolved. If it happens, or we can say when it happens, be as calm and composed as you can and do not react. Just don't say anything. Give them complete silence. Let your counterpart act and behave in a way they think is kind of right for them, which is not right. Actually, it's a test, and it would be a clear telltale sign for you to see, realize, and understand that if they act and behave in such a way, or if they choose to listen to the opinions and judgments of those who are carrying in something so negative and so not so positive, not so healthy towards you, they aren't evolved, they aren't mature, they aren't grown, they aren't choosing to do so. It's a clear telltale sign for you to see that they are simply not in alignment with their own self, let alone with your connection or with you, and they need time. They need space from you. They need your silence, not your reaction, not your anger, not your answers, nothing from you. They'll receive all the answers from divine. All the actions that are needed to be taken are going to come from divine for them, not from you. You don't have to do or say anything, because it may just escalate the negativity, or it may just give them another excuse to point fingers at you, because they're just not, or they are not going to be in a right frame of mind if they are going to judge a divine soul connection, a spiritual soul connection, from the perspectives of those who are simply living in darkness, who are simply holding on to negativity they've absorbed from other people. They have a pattern they are repeating, which is about pleasing others. They have a pattern they are repeating, following, and also imposing onto others, where they depend onto each other's approval and validation rather than seeking it from divine. Your connection is a divine connection. If you can look closely and give it a deep thought, you'd understand that a divine connection doesn't need any individual's approval or validation who isn't aligned with divine, who isn't listening to divine, who isn't paying attention to the divine guidance, but to their own ignorance and arrogance. You did not take anyone's approval when you came to know that you are on a spiritual journey and you're dealing with something which is beyond your comprehension. Did you take anyone's approval? And if you did, make sure that you stop that right there, because bringing in other people who do not understand what you're going through and are not even interested in is going to just simply give you stress and anxiety, and may actually leave you even more confused than you actually are. They just cannot understand it. They cannot. And it actually is a very big mistake people make when they bring in their friends or family members into their business, involving their spiritual self, clearly seeing that the people they are attracting or are bringing in or are allowing to interfere simply operate out of their ego, arrogance, and pride. They are just not going to understand anything that you have to say. Because where there is ego, pride, and arrogance, even if there is light, the people who are in their ego, pride, and arrogance are going to look at it as darkness. That's why. This is what divine is going to teach to all of these people in their due timing. And you are being made aware of this right here, right now. So I hope that it's all clear to you now and you understood the purpose behind this channeling. If so, do let me know how you felt in the comment section below, and feel free to hit the like button, do subscribe, and stay tuned. Take care. Bye-bye.